when you kiss me, it feels so real. Then the daylight comes, off you run, and I don't know how to feel.
So welcome to this review of Song of Freedom, a hire boat I've hired from Freedom Cruisers of Norwich. They're in Thorpe, just outside Norwich. They're an independent boat yard and they have their own website, www.freedomboatingholidays.co.uk. Just click the link in the description to go and have a look at this boat and their other boats. Now, they're all very reasonably priced and they offer unique touches such as any day to any day. So if you need to start your holiday on a Sunday and run it till Wednesday, for example, you could. And other hire boat yards obviously a bit more strict with their start days, and Monday start, a Friday start, a Saturday start, and so on. Really friendly team that run the yard. It's just a small family run yard, and there's real attention to detail, to service, to making you feel like a good friend when you go there rather than just another customer. So this is a review of their boat Song of Freedom. It was built in the 70s by Aston Boats originally. It's more of a classic cruiser. It's got a fiberglass hull and everything, but inside, as you'll see, there's some really warm finishes with the wooden accents throughout the boat. So it's more of a traditional cruiser, but it's really grown on me as something that you know, you feel like it's a proper boat. So let's go and have a look. So here is the small outside aft well that you have here with a step up here to get on and off, especially useful for sternum moorings. Nice touch that the door opens inwards, and as we go into the boat, as you'll see immediately, you're greeted by all of this lovely warm woodwork. So although it's relatively modern looking on the outside, and this was built long before, you know, things like Wilds Caribbeans and Bermudas were all coming out, all shiny plastic and everything, these were still saying, well, we want to hold on to some of that traditional boating values, and I think it's lovely. We've got this lovely varnished wood. It's not a light kind of beech wood as some of the more modern cruisers are now. And yes, it's a bit old here and there, and there's a bit of marks here, but it all adds to character. You know, it's not a retro boat by any means, but it's just feeling like this is a boat. I'm on a boat. I like the two little double doors with the old-fashioned lock and handle in the middle where you have to lock them at the top. You know, you don't see these things on modern boats, and it harks back to a kind of a warm, fuzzy age of boating, you know, back in the 70s and 80s. But let's concentrate on what you get. So as you can see, you get a full width double berth in the back of the boat, and all running along here, again, all nice varnished wood. Great for putting things, you know, stowing stuff, your jewellery, your clock or whatever. You've got an opening window here. We've got the canopy slid back, so normally this part here would be also, you know, see-through. This is part of the canopy that slides back. You've got under here two drawers for your storage space, which go back a long way underneath the bed. You've also got here a full height wardrobe, and of course here is the rear door. So you're in a completely self-contained environment in here, because through there's the wheelhouse, and then you go through the wheelhouse that we'll see in a moment and into the saloon. We're working our way from aft to the bow, and so it's compartmentalized. So, you know, if you're a family with children, then they can be, you know, having their berths in the forward part of the boat, while mum and dad can be here away from them in the aft of the boat. Equally, if you're just two friends, you know, a couple of couples away on holiday, and, you know, you've had a nice evening out to the pub, you've come back for a few laughs and a chat, maybe watch some TV on the saloon, and then you retire to bed. You've got your own separate cabins. You know, you're not just going to be next door to each other on many modern boats where they've squeezed a cabin in here, or, you know, half under the back of the boat there kind of thing. This is properly proportioned boat. Yeah, it's quite demure in size, just 30 foot long and 11 foot 6 wide. So it's a really good old-fashioned use of space. You've also got some other nice touches on this boat, like these old-fashioned proper glass dome lights, all complete with wood trim round here, and they present this lovely pattern across everything, which again is nice to see. This it's something we don't see very often now. It's all sort of spotlights and fluorescent strip lights and everything else, but you've also got this nice light here, halogen light, that they've added, which shines down here, great for reading in bed. And I don't know if it shows in here, but it really is a very cozy, warm place to be. If this was a winter's sort of day in sort of November, or maybe just a early March day, you do get the sense that in here, with the warm air heating, and by the way, yes, there's a very efficient vent here that comes out under the bed, you're going to be nice and warm and snug on this boat. So that's the aft cabin, but you have here a door. That's because that's the heads. There's only one heads on this boat, but whoever's got the aft cabin has it en suite. But it doesn't mean that whoever hasn't got it en suite has to come through the aft cabin. No, the designers thought about that as well. So let's go and pop in and have a look at the heads. So this is the heads. Excuse some of the items that are still in here from our visit on this boat. But you've got a very nice traditional wash basin here, armatured shanks, good old porcelain, the old-fashioned taps. And I must say the pump on this boat, the water pump's very powerful, really good flow of water out of these taps. And look at the space in here, by the way. You know, this is... I'm not exactly small people, am I? And I can really move around in here. We've got a shower up here and the shower curtain here. We've got a nice bright strip light here. Again, the window opens here to let fresh air in. It's a nice big toilet, as you can see, full bowl size, just like at home. And it's not too high off of the plinth. You know, some toilets on boats you end up, you know, with your feet dangling in the air. And that really nice large shower tray here as well. So, you know, what can you say about heads? Well, not a great deal, but this one is bright, it's spacious, it's airy, it's a nice place to do your business in, and that's really what you want from heads. It's got good headroom as well, and it's clean, and we've got these wooden accents again. And these doors here open out into the wheelhouse where we go to next. So as you can see, if you're coming here, that's access to the wheelhouse there, or here, that's access to the wheelhouse here. So if people are in bed here, then obviously this door here can close, and then of course you can lock it here as well, and then no one's disturbed. It's not like they have to walk through the cabin to get into the toilet. So that's what I meant when I said about the designers knowing their thing. And also a nice touch as well, everything, you've got proper light switches. There's no faffing around with switches on the ceilings and stuff. It's just like at home. Let's go and have a look at the wheelhouse. So you go through the aft cabin way, open these two doors here, and you come into the wheelhouse, which is, as you can see, we've got the roof back, which is operated on this winding mechanism here. But it's very nice and spacious indeed. It's got a lot of seating possibilities, so if there's the full complement of crew, can sit out here as well. Over here again, there's another seat here. There's this seat here, which is the helm seat, which is brand new and very luxuriously soft and lovely to sit on. You get a traditional ship's wheel, and look at how easy this is to spin. This boat handles like a dream. It is an old boat. It has an old-fashioned BMC. It's not got a modern Beta Marine engine or a Nanny engine, but it adds to the charm. It's even got the original metal thing with the BMC. I don't think this or this is original. This is your temperature and your oil pressure bar, but this, I think, the amps possibly is original from the cluster here, and that's the original rev meter there. You've got your horn button there, engine hours there, bilge pump here. That's a Swan that's just come into land. Your heater here, which is a Webestro unit. It's I think a 3 kilowatt unit. You've got heating outlets in all cabins, so again you're not going to go cold for the evening. That's your alternator. If that's on, you're not charging. If it's off, you're charging, and that's your engine preheat. So it's pretty simple, you know, turn, hold, start, what's to go wrong kind of thing. It's not the smoothest of engines, but you know what, it has been chugging along. We've been hour after hour after hour, and it has never missed a beat. It started first time in the morning. It runs a little bit hot, but as long as you don't, you know, rev it too high and you look after it, it'll look after you. And as I say, it's been very reliable and hasn't let us down. So although technology might have moved on, and you know, smoothness and goodness knows what in terms of design technology as engines, and perhaps nanny engines a little bit smoother, a little bit more responsive on the throttle. Can't go wrong with a BMC. Much rather a BMC than a smoky old Joe Perkins under me feet. And indeed the engine is under here, but it's finished in this really nice lino, which is really hard wearing, very easy to keep clean. That's just your switch for your domestic water pump and your fridge. And yes, again, you see all of the nice wooden accents on the doors, and I like the way that the doors, you know, they're double doors, and you shut them like this. And as you can see, the old-fashioned wooden windscreen that folds down. We managed to get under Thorpe Bridge, the railway bridge, so 7'3" with the canopy down. It's not going to do Postheim Bridge, it will do Roxham Bridge, it will do Beccles Old Bridge on low tide days. So it's a all-round good cruiser. Let's head through the double set of doors into the saloon, which open like this. There's also hooks on all of the doors to hold them open. And you come down here and look at this. I mean, if the rest of the boat was sort of all old and warm accents with the wood, well, check out the saloon. They've reupholstered everything relatively recently with this really soft yet hard wearing upholstery. Really nice, soft, comfortable saloon seating. It's all velcroed so it won't flop down on you. Some really nice kind of suede effect material plump cushions. So, you know, after a hard day's cruising or walking and you just want to come and chill out down here, excuse me, you know, it's a very comfortable space to be. And again, as you can see, all this lovely, warm, varnished wood. And because of the high freeboard, that also means you've got plenty of headroom and space inside. Coming over here, you've got a very modern, completely refitted galley area. Look at that. Now, you wouldn't expect, looking from the outside, that this would have all of the conveniences of home. Yes, you've got your 240 volts, it's a 1000 watt inverter. You've got your microwave, you've got your flat screen TV. You've got a full size fridge. You've got really nice worktops, excellent 4-burner hob. That's a true 4-burner hob. You can fit 4 things on here. It's very easy to light and get going. Propane gas on here, not butane. Gets a little bit more oomph. The oven, again, it's got a grill here. The oven's down there. It's even got an oven light. And yes, it even has self-sparking piezo ignition, so no getting down with a match to light it. Really effective grill on this unit, and excellently fitted in. All nice tiled splashbacks, as you can see. A compact sink. What more could you want? And because you can be cooking here, families over there to talk to, that table you can move out of the way. You can put it over here when it's not in use, so you've got all of this space to be in. And not only that, but again, you've got the nice light switches here, and this one here, see that? Nice little LEDs. And what they do at night is they just bring a nice glow of light down here. So when you're sitting down, you don't have to have the harshness of these strip lights on. You can just put the telly on and have these on, and it's a really nice warm place to spend an evening. So that's the saloon. Next up is, and finally, the forward cabin. So here is the forward cabin that you reach through these 2 double doors, and as you can see, once you're in, it's very airy and spacious indeed. And the sort of feeling of spaciousness and lightness is accentuated through this escape hatch here, actually, which I've just got open, but it lets a lot of light in and a good through draft. So in the summertime, when things are very, you know, still and humid and stuff, boats often don't have very good ventilation, but this, you open that up and it really floods in all of the light and the air. So very nice in here indeed. I've got this set up as a single berth arrangement at the moment, but it does work as a double. I'll show you how that works in a moment. Just first of all, draw your attention to the linen here. Freedom Boating Holidays, very nice soft quality linens, really good duvets, lightweight yet very comfortable, very warm and cozy at night. The pillows, again, firm yet soft, and the ground sheets on the beds here as well, nice and soft to you know, lie on at night. And of course, like the other cabin in this boat, and indeed the saloon, drawing your attention to a lot of this lovely warm woodwork that's in this boat. A lot of modern designs now, their wood is sort of a much lighter beech type of wood. This kind of wood though is a lot warmer, kind of a cherry glow to it, very smooth, very nicely varnished and everything else. You've got a nice mirror in here, you've got two spot lamps here, you've got two opening windows here, and again the light floods in through these forward facing windows, which gives you a nice view out as well when you're moored up. We're just moored here at the Ferry Inn at Surlingham. Quality curtains as well, and of course storage space. Well, you've got full height wardrobes here, as you can see, with plenty of coat hangers, which is really nice. You've got another one here, then down here you've got two more drawers here, two more drawers here, and these go back a long way, they're very deep, so you can put a lot of stuff in here in this cabin, and it does a lot of modern designs. You know, it shows them up actually, because you know, the boat I've just hired, for example, most recently, Brinks Omega, yes, it had storage here, but it only had one wardrobe, and that one wardrobe was the only full height space you had to hang clothes on the whole of the boat. I also like to draw your attention to the fabric they've used to upholster the berths here. It's really soft. It's a bit like terry toweling, but it's not. It's hard wearing but soft. But the brilliant thing about it is it's really warm to lay on. So this boat would make an ideal early or late season cruiser, because you're cozy in bed, you've got lovely duvets, the warm air heating system is to all cabins. So it really warms up quickly if it's a frosty morning. Don't worry about it. This boat will be lovely and snug and warm. So let's have a look at what this would be like if you wanted to set it up as a double. So here is the double insert put in, and as you can see, it really fits very snugly around here. Some they don't fit very well, but you're not going to be falling down and feeling down the edge of this between the main berth and the insert, as some boats do. So it's really very wide, as you can see. It's actually bigger than a double when it's in. The only thing though, when that is in, that is limiting your space here, so you've only got this much room in order to get out. And do remember that when these doors are closed, whoever's going to get out has to kind of come here and then pull these doors too, and if you've put shoes down there, you won't be able to open this door, and then you won't be able to technically get out of the cabin. So do keep this area clear before you go to bed, because otherwise you have to do what I had to do the other morning, which was lift all of this out in order to get out of the actual berth. But the good news is that the bit of wood that goes down there, as you can see, it's sturdy but it's light. This is really light, and then you're back to your two single arrangements. So if you don't need to use this, it's not a problem. You know, it's not a big sort of clumsy thing to have to manhandle around. So for whether it's two couples on this boat, or maybe a family with their two kids and two birds in the front, it's really got it covered. So that is the final part of the boat. We're going to have a look at the outside now and show you how Song of Freedom looks externally. So here's the outside of Song of Freedom. As you can see, it's based on a Seamaster 30 hull, so it's quite a high freeboard to get on and off at, and here we are at Surlingham Ferry and it's quite high tide. So something to bear in mind at these sort of states of tide with low key headings. Getting off is one thing, but getting on can be problematic. But as you can see, it's very smart with its sliding canopy here, and it's recently had its hull painted by Freedom. This was originally an Aston boat, so it would have had a blue hull, but now it's all pristine in white, and it looks like a very nice boaty sort of a boat. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the review, and if you're interested in hiring this, then as I say, go and have a look at www.freedomboatingholidays.co.uk and see if it's a boat that you would like.